Hi everyone, it's Yunus from Antimedia Server Development Team. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an auto-scaling Antimedia Server cluster with Kubernetes and Helm. Before we get started, I highly recommend you guys to go and watch my manual clustering video, since it's going to teach you a lot about what's happening behind the scenes. So, what is auto-scaling and why do we need that? Suppose that you operate a sports live streaming channel using Antimedia Server. Typically during the day, let's say you have only a couple of 100 viewers, and when a game time approaches at night, your viewers count starts to increase. In order to handle this high volume of viewers, you will need more instances in your cluster. However, having many number of nodes in your cluster during daytime when you have only few viewers would result in unnecessary costs. So this is where autoscaling comes into play. When our load in our cluster increases, autoscaling configuration automatically creates new instances using Antimedia Server. Also, when your viewer count starts to decrease, it closes the instances. This way, we manage our instances in more efficient manner and save operation costs. So, what is Kubernetes and Helm? Kubernetes is a container orchestration platform which automates the deployment and scaling of containerized applications. It is designed to run and manage containerized workloads in clustered environments. And Helm is a package manager of Kubernetes. You can think Helm like a tool which makes our life easier with Kubernetes. So let's get started with our first step. First, I will go and install Helm and kubectl to my local Linux machine. Let's go to kubectl install URL. I'm going to use snap package manager to install it. Before you start executing commands, please don't forget to switch root shell by sudo I. Let's go to home directory and run this command. Okay. Let's check our version. And we are done with kubectl. Now it's time to install Helm. Just go to this URL. Copy this command. Let's run it. Then this. Let's run the script. Now we successfully installed Helm package manager. So we can mark step 1 as completed. Now it's time to go to our cloud provider's website and create a Kubernetes cluster. I'm gonna use OVH, but the process will be very similar in other hosting providers. So go to your manage Kubernetes service from your cloud provider and then click create a Kubernetes cluster. I will choose location as Frankfurt. Let's go next. The latest version, recommended version, let's choose it. No private network, next. Now we will choose a node type for our first node pool. I would like to create my first node pool for Mongo for our database, So I'm gonna choose this a relatively weak machine. Let's choose this. I'm gonna disable autoscaling for my first node pool since this will be used for MongoDB. Let's choose number of nodes as 1 and go next, because I believe that I won't need more than one node for database. Let's click next. I choose the billing and let's name our cluster and media autoscaling tutorial. Let's create it. Okay, our cluster successfully created. Let's click on it. Let's click to node pools. As you see, this is our first node pool, which I will use for Mongo. Its status is installing. I will add another node pool and I will use this for origin. Let's name it origin. Let's choose origin as a forecourt machine. And enable autoscaling. I will choose the minimum number of nodes as 1 and 10 as maximum number. So when the number of streams increase in our cluster, Kubernetes and autoscaling will start increasing the node size. And when the number of streams decreases, it will close the instances. So let's click on next, choose hourly and save. Okay, it's installing. Now I will create a node pool for edge. Let's go and do that. Let's name it edge. Let's go to CPU tab and choose C230 with 8 cores. I expect very high number of viewers, so that's why I choose my edge machine with 8 cores. So let's click on next. Let's enable autoscaling and choose 1 as minimum pool size and 10 as maximum pool size. Let's click on next. Let's choose the billing and click on save. I didn't really like the default name of our Mongo node pool, so I will just remove this very quickly after, of course, it's installed. So let's wait a couple of minutes until all of our node pools are installed. Okay guys, as you see, all of our node pools are installed successfully. Now I'm gonna go and remove this Mongo node pool and recreate it very quickly with a better name. So I'm gonna delete it. Let's type delete. I'm gonna recreate it with a better name. Let's name it Mongo and choose this. Disable autoscaling, number of nodes in pool in 1, hourly, save, and let's create it again with a better name. because the name of the node pools are important for us. Now let's wait for a while for it to complete installation. Okay, the installation completed successfully. As you see, we have 3 node pools, 1 origin, 1 edge, and 1 Mongo. Let's go to our service tab and let's download our YAML file, the kubeconfig YAML file. This is important for us. Let's go and copy this and paste it here. Let's rename it kubeconfig.yaml. Now let's go back to our document and mark this step as completed, since we created all of our required node pools. 1 Mongo with autoscaling disabled, 2 origin node pool with autoscaling enabled, and edge node pool with also autoscaling enabled, and we also noted the names of the node pools. Now I'm gonna go to my Linux instance and create a new directory called Autoscaling. Let's go there, and now I'm gonna upload my kubeconfig YAML to my Linux instance with this command. Let me check very quickly. Okay, after changing ownership, I have successfully copied my YAML file to my Linux machine. Now I'm gonna configure Helm by exporting YAML file using this export command. Remember guys, please, if you restart your terminal, this will be forgotten, so you should always run this command after you start a new terminal instance. Let's do it, and we are also done with this step, so let's go and mark it as completed. Now on 4th step, we are gonna add AntMedia to Helm. Let's go and copy this command. Paste it. Okay, AntMedia has been added to repositories. Good. Let's copy this update command and then run it. Okay, our update is completed. So let's go and check this step as completed too. Now it's time to run our magic Helm command, which will install AntMedia server's Docker image to our instances. So this is a pre-constructed command by me, so let's go over it very quickly. So what this command gonna do is it will pull the latest stable enterprise edition Docker image of AntMedia server from Docker Hub and install it to our nodes, and also it will take a few configuration parameters for autoscaling. For example, as you see here, we have one parameter called origin node selector. This origin name should be same with our node pool name that we have created and noted at step 2. Also same for MongoDB. This MongoDB node selector parameter should be Mongo because our node pool name is Mongo. And same for edge node selector. Our edge node pool pool's name is edge. Also, we will need 2 domains, 2 subdomains. One for our origin pool and other one for our edge pool. Type your origin domain name to this parameter. In my case, this will be origin-youtube.antmedia.cloud. I haven't created the domain yet, but I still type it here. On next steps, I'm going to create the domains. Also, don't forget to type your license key here. And then we can move to the scaling parameters. Here I set the target CPU utilization percentage for edge to 55. This means that if the load of an edge instance exceeds 55, it will start creating new instances. And also I set the minimum replicas to 1 for edge and maximum replicas to 10 for edge, and same is done for the origin. As you see, the target CPU utilization percentage is 55, minimum replicas is 1, and maximum replicas is 10, just like I set them previously on step 2 while we are configuring them at our cloud provider's website. Then I set the namespace name as AntMedia, and our command is ready to be executed. Please don't forget to visit our Helm repo, which explains all the parameters here in more detailed manner. Okay, so I have a 1-line version which is ready to be executed, so I copied this, basically same command, go to my Linux instance and paste it. Let's run it. Okay guys, as you see, our installation is completed, so let's go to here and mark step 5 is completed. Now we will run 2 commands to check the status of our pods. So let's copy this, paste it. As you see, you can see all of our pods here. One is for Mongo, one is for Edge, and one is for Origin, and the other one is for Nginx Ingress, which is automatically installed by our command. This is the load balancer. All of the statuses are running, so that's great. Now let's copy this command. We will note the IP address. Now let's run it, and as you see, this command gave us an IP address. Let's copy this. We will use this while doing SSL configuration. Let's copy it and note it here. Now we can mark step 6 as completed. Okay, on step 7 we will go and create 2 subdomains, one for origin group and one for edge group. Go to your domain provider's website. I'm using Amazon. Find your domain, go to its settings, and then click on create record. First, I'm gonna add a subdomain for origin. Its name will be origin YouTube. Let's copy this and paste it, and then let's copy the IP address we saved at step 6 and then paste it here. The record type will be A, and let's click on create records. Then I'm gonna do the same for the edge, so let's click on create record, copy edge YouTube, and then let's go and copy our IP address just like origin, paste it here, record type is A, and click on create records. Now let's wait for a while, and then we will do a ping test to check whether if we can reach our domains before we complete step 7. Let's do the ping test first for origin. As you see, I can ping origin successfully. Now let's do the same for edge. As you see, I can also ping edge successfully, and now we are done with step 7. So let's go and mark it as completed. Okay, on next step we will configure SSL by running a script. So let's get the script first. With this command, copy this. Let's paste it here. Okay, now let's run the script. As you see, our certificates are successfully installed, so we can go and mark step 8 as completed too. Now finally we will go to our web panel by origin URL or edge URL, it doesn't matter. Let's copy this and go. As you see, I am connected with HTTPS. Let's create our user and media YouTube, and I'm gonna give my and media email address and password. Let's create our account. Let's log into our panel. Let's go to the cluster tab, and as you see, our edge node and origin node is listed here. So that's it. Our autoscaling cluster is ready, and you should observe that the number of nodes increase when you receive load, and it should decrease when you lose the load on your instances.